Hey everybody, John Proulx here. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to take a standard that's normally done one way and do it in another way. For example, the song Summertime is usually done as a ballad, but I got inspiration by listening to a recording by Gene Harris, and he does it as a swing feel in kind of a bluesy way. So I thought today, as part of our Inside the Arrangement series, I would first play the song rubato to really get the feeling of the lyric of Summertime, and then go into kind of a bluesy interpretation and do a little bit of soloing and go back and play the head again. After I get done playing, we'll talk about some of the techniques I'm using and how I played that melody. That's coming up next. By the way, I wanted to mention that you can save up to 50% off of the Piano with Johnny membership for the next 3 days only in celebration of the summer. For more information, click on the link below. All right, so let's break down what I did there. I started Summertime in a rubato fashion, so I could really kind of get into playing the melody in an expressive way before I went into a swing feel. So I went. Now that's very simple, right? And usually the chords after that go right to an F minor. But I love to put in these transition chords in between other chords. So for example, this is going to an F minor. So what did I do before the F minor? I put in a 2, 5 of the F minor. That's G minor 7 to C7 to F minor. So we go like this. G minor 7, C7, right? Now here, instead of just staying on the F minor, I went like this. F minor 7 to B flat 7, then to E flat minor 7, to A flat 7, and then finally to D7 to G7. And so that creates this really cool 2-5 motion going down like that. So again, it's E flat minor, A flat 7, then to D7 to G7, right? Now here I went F7 to B flat 7 to E flat 6, C minor. Now here I went A flat 7 to G7, kind of made it bluesy, paused, and then I went into a swing feel. And this is a really cool groove when you're in a minor key, is to go from the 1 chord, which is C minor, to the 4 chord, F7, and repeat that. And the rhythm in my right hand, I'm kind of going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and. And then when I went into the melody, I went, and I'm doing these kind of slides around the melody, kind of harmonizing the melody instead of just going. I'm putting a C on top and a slide from the F sharp to the G. Makes it really bluesy, which comes from the C minor blues scale, right? Now here, I just kept this groove going from the C minor to the F7, like this. Again, G minor to C7, chromatic. Now once I got to this D7, I love to do this walk-up thing when I get to this 2 chord. So I went intense like this. And then when I got to the G7, I went G7. This looks like an F minor. That's like a C minor over E flat. And then that's like a G7 over D back to C minor. So again, that's really fun to bring you back to, again, back to F7. Here's our F7 to B flat. Now I just vamped this from C minor to F7. I did it one more time. And then when I went into the solo, I kind of started kind of bluesy and started short. And then when I get to this F minor 7 to B flat, this kind of walk down thing, I love to put in sequential patterns in my right hand. So I might go something like this. Right? Or so those are really fun things to do. So when I'm playing over the C minor to F7, I'm keeping it very bluesy. But then when I get into this section, I'm just creating these sequential patterns. All right? And then again, we get to this, again, bluesy. And then when I get to this, I love to put in this guide tone from the major third of the F to the dominant 7th of the B flat to the 3rd of the E flat. It creates this cool descending chromatic line. And even when I was improvising, I kept this groove going. Okay, so I improvised for 2 choruses, and then when I got back and played the melody again, I kept that same kind of idea where I started bluesy, G minor to C7, walk up. Now here, another thing you can do here is to continue it like this. Okay, so you could go like this, from the D7 up to the G7 and walk up like that to tenths. Or you can do it like we did the first time. So you have some options there, either continuing going up or going up and then go down. Here's that da da da. Now at the end, I just love to vamp on those two chords. So I'm ba ba da ba do da da ba ba ba. Then at the very end, I'm like this, da do da, which is part of the C minor major 7 chord. It's the 5th, the major 7th, and the 9th. And I went ba boo da, and then I went to the dominant 4 chord. And the reason I did that, which you may have heard this before if you listen to minor songs and you get to the end of a minor song and you hear this other chord and you go, what is that other chord they're playing? If I'm playing a C minor, I can add the major 7. But if I do that and then in my left hand I play an F, and maybe I even add the 3rd of F, now what do I have? Oh, I have an F7 with a 9 and a sharp 11. That's pretty cool, right? So if you're ending a minor song in a 1, in this case it's a C minor, make it a major 7 and then jump down to the 4 chord dominant, but keep the right hand notes the same, add the 3rd in your left hand, now we have this beautiful chord. Also, I'm spelling out a G major triad in my right hand, which if it's an F7, we have the 9, sharp 11, and 13. And then I arpeggiated that at the very end like this. And then I did a little at the very end like that. So that's just a little bit of what I did. I wanted to mention too that I do use some altered notes on the 5 chord, especially if I'm going, for example, this G minor to C, I'll often put in this sharp 9, sharp 5, and do things like this. Okay, so on the 5 chord, I'll go to the sharp 9 oftentimes, flat 9, sharp 5, 3, sharp 9, flat 9. That's called the Cry Me a River lick. You know that song? Right? But if you put it over a C7, you start in the sharp 9, we have this. So you can try that in some other keys as well, like over G7. That's starting on the sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 5, 3, sharp 9, flat 9, 5 of the 1 chord. Find different places in the music that you can use that. I think I even went something like this. So I had a D7, but I put a sharp 9 to the 3, sharp 9, flat 9, and then for the G7, sharp 9, 3, sharp 9, flat 9. Isn't that nice? So there's just so many great techniques, and I love to take these kind of songs that again are normally done in a different style, a different tempo, and even change the chords, because to me that gives me so much freedom as a musician, as a pianist. So I encourage you to do the same. You can take some ideas that I've showed you today, make them your own, come up with your own chord progressions even, get inspired by listening to other artists like Gene Harris, Oscar Peterson, some of your favorite piano players, Bill Evans, and have fun, all right? Thanks again for this edition of Inside the Arrangement, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. I'll see you on the next one real soon, okay? Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjohnny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels, where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.